since people are dragging me for supposedly being on the list, which is no fault of mine, by the way. Now, I'm going to bring up the fact.
It looks like Whoopi Goldberg is fighting back hard. After being suspended from The View and facing backlash over her name allegedly appearing in the Jeffrey Epstein files, she didn't apologize or hire a legal team. Instead, she flipped the narrative entirely. Now, she's claiming that Beyonce wasn't just loosely connected, but allegedly deeply involved, accusing her of blackmailing celebrities, controlling public narratives, and holding damaging material that could end careers overnight. What makes the situation even more shocking is that Whoopi insists she has proof, not rumors or speculation, but actual tapes. Suddenly, past moments in the entertainment industry seem more suspicious. Emotional award show speeches, careers that mysteriously vanished, lawsuits that disappeared within days, and artists who reportedly flopped yet continued to thrive, all are now being viewed through a different lens. The controversy doesn't stop there. These claims are also being linked to names previously associated with the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, with new whispers connecting back to Diddy as well. This raises a major question. Is Whoopi Goldberg exposing a hidden power structure in Hollywood, or is she trying to shift attention away from herself?
Bottom line is this. Release the damn files and release them now. Release everything.
If this does not implicate Donald Trump, why wouldn't you say release everything?
They absolutely have to show us what they're all hiding.
If there's nothing to hide, release it all.
But all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
Because, they should just say, listen, this is what it.
In the very next episode, Whoopi Goldberg suddenly changed her stance and denied being mentioned in the files at all. She claimed that certain people were trying to twist the narrative to make it seem like she had close ties with Jeffrey Epstein. According to her, the rumors were completely fabricated and designed to damage her reputation. What confused many viewers, however, was her specific denial of being his girlfriend, a claim that hadn't even been clearly made before. This unexpected response only fueled more speculation, leaving audiences questioning whether she was clearing her name or unintentionally adding more mystery.
Fake list. Yeah. And I'm on it.
So you were on the island?
I was, apparently, I don't know. They said I was on the island. They said, I'm like, I don't go anywhere.
If the story was about a bus,
maybe, but it's like, so I'm just going to say, and there's been a lot of stuff recently. I don't know what I've done to anybody, but apparently there are a lot of these kind of sites that are, what do you call them? They're
parody or
they're satire sites.
Oh.
But people don't realize that they can be harmful.
That was enough to send fans into full investigation mode. And sure enough, her name did appear in the files, which made her earlier denial seem more like damage control than confusion. According to the document, there was a request involving the use of Epstein's private plane for a trip from the United States to Monaco. It also mentioned that the company handling her travel arrangements had initially planned something else, but those plans reportedly fell through. As a result, they allegedly considered Epstein's aircraft as an alternative. However, many fans found this explanation hard to believe. In an industry like Hollywood, where access to private jets is extremely common, it raised an obvious question. Why choose Epstein's plane, especially given his past? By 2013, Epstein had already faced serious charges back in 2006, and his reputation was widely known. For critics, this made the situation even more questionable, as many believed there were countless other options available that wouldn't carry such controversy. The situation only became more complicated when Whoopi addressed it publicly. On The View, she pushed back against the growing backlash, insisting that people were misinterpreting the information. According to her, the details were being taken out of context, and she emphasized that she never actually took the flight. While that clarification may have eased concerns for some, others remained skeptical. To them, the issue wasn't just about whether she boarded the plane, but why her name appeared in connection to it in the first place.
People are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend, I wasn't his friend.
You were too old for him.
I was not only too old, but it was at a time, where this is just not, you used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him. It's like, honey, come on.
The situation hasn't helped her image at all. Not only was Whoopi Goldberg suspended and possibly at risk of losing her role on The View, but she's also been heavily criticized across social media. Facing intense backlash, she now appears to be going on the offensive. But instead of simply clearing her name, her approach seems far more aggressive. Rather than focusing only on defending herself, she's allegedly shifting attention toward another major figure, Beyonce. As dramatic as it sounds, some observers think this move is strategic. Beyonce is one of the most powerful and influential names in the entertainment industry. By bringing her into the conversation, Whoopi may be attempting to redirect public scrutiny away from herself and onto someone even bigger. However, her claims go far beyond suggesting a casual connection. According to these allegations, Beyonce wasn't just associated with questionable figures but may have played a much more active role behind the scenes. Whoopi's claims suggest that Beyonce acted as a kind of handler, challenging the long-standing public narrative that often portrays her as being controlled by others, including Jay-Z. Instead, these accusations flip that idea completely, implying that Beyonce herself may have held significant power and influence over others in the industry. Even more controversially, Whoopi allegedly claims to have evidence that Beyonce used blackmail against certain celebrities connected to the Epstein circle. These assertions have sparked even more debate online. Fans have pointed out moments over the years where celebrities appeared unusually deferential toward Beyonce. While many argue that this is simply a reflection of her legendary status, others have revisited instances like award show speeches, where some winners seem to center their victories around her rather than themselves. A frequently mentioned example is when Adele, during her Grammy acceptance speech, praised Beyonce extensively, which some now interpret in a different light. Still, it's important to note that these claims remain unverified and highly controversial. While they've certainly fueled online speculation, there is no confirmed evidence publicly supporting these accusations. For now, the situation remains a mix of rumor, interpretation, and ongoing public debate.
But I can't possibly accept this award, and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental. Beyonce, it was so monumental.
Fans also began pointing out that moments like these didn't feel like pure joy or admiration, but something closer to fear. Some even described those emotional speeches as tense rather than celebratory. Over the years, various insiders have fueled similar narratives, claiming that the respect shown toward Beyonce may be rooted more in intimidation than genuine praise. These rumors have continued to circulate, adding layers to the speculation. Many also recall past claims, including stories about a former bodyguard allegedly exposing behind-the-scenes influence, as well as long-standing rumors surrounding Keri Hilson's career decline, which some fans have controversially linked back to Beyonce.
Beyonce, how you guys ended Keri Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are. How you step on anybody to stay on the top.
Rumors only intensified when people began revisiting claims about a former bodyguard who allegedly spoke out with disturbing stories involving Beyonce and Jay-Z, before reportedly passing away under unclear circumstances. While none of these claims have ever been verified, they continue to circulate online, adding fuel to an already heated situation. Now, Whoopi Goldberg is allegedly pushing things even further, suggesting that it goes far beyond past rumors. According to these claims, Beyonce was not just loosely connected to controversial figures but may have held leverage over celebrities through alleged recordings. The idea being circulated is that such material was used to maintain influence and control. Whoopi has also reportedly suggested that this pattern didn't start recently, but has been ongoing for years, even tying into broader allegations connected to high-profile industry figures. One of the more serious claims being discussed involves a lawsuit filed by an individual named Joseph Manzaro, who alleged he was the victim of a criminal operation involving coercion and abuse. The lawsuit included disturbing accusations and briefly mentioned high-profile names. However, reports indicate that certain names were removed from the case shortly after, and no verified evidence has publicly confirmed those specific connections. The conversation then shifts toward Beyoncé's business ventures, with some critics questioning how certain brands managed to continue despite reports of underperformance. For example, her fashion line House of Duran and the Ivy Park partnership with Adidas have both faced scrutiny over sales figures. A report from the Wall Street Journal noted that Ivy Park's sales dropped significantly, falling well below internal projections. While this raised eyebrows, financial struggles in business ventures are not uncommon, even for major celebrities. Whoopi's alleged claims go a step further, suggesting these ventures were used as financial cover, though there is no credible evidence supporting such accusations. Still, these theories have gained traction online. The situation escalates further with mentions of an attorney, Ariel Mitchell-Kidd, who once referenced a tape involving a prominent celebrity who was allegedly unaware they were being recorded. Despite all this, it's important to stress that these are unproven allegations. No confirmed evidence has substantiated these claims, and much of the discussion remains rooted in speculation rather than verified facts.
So was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public. So I can't explain who the person was, but Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really?
Series of the video. Okay. You can verify it. That it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was graphic.
According to ongoing speculation, the situation becomes even more intense with claims about a supposed video described as graphic in nature. Some rumors suggest that Whoopi Goldberg may have obtained this tape, allegedly keeping it as a form of protection. The theory circulating online is that she secured it as leverage, in case she ever became a target herself. While there's no confirmed evidence that Beyoncé attempted to blackmail her, these narratives paint a picture of strategic moves happening behind the scenes. Now, critics believe that if such a tape does exist, Whoopi may be using it as a way to shift attention away from her own controversy involving the Epstein files. By bringing Beyoncé into the spotlight, the focus moves from her situation to a much larger and more sensational narrative. If true, it would suggest a calculated effort to control the public conversation. At the same time, many observers remain skeptical. There is no verified proof that such a tape exists or that any of these alleged actions took place. Much of the discussion is driven by online chatter, anonymous sources, and unconfirmed claims that continue to spread rapidly. Still, the situation has captured widespread attention because of the high-profile names involved and the seriousness of the accusations. Whether any of it holds truth or not, the controversy continues to grow, with new layers being added as more claims surface. One thing is certain: the story doesn't appear to be over. As more rumors emerge and responses potentially unfold, it seems likely that the situation could become even more complicated and controversial in the days ahead.